wait.
And
Okay.
Action.
Jess, we have this issue where you actually fuck me over during the editing more than actually helping.
I'm so sorry.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
Hi. Let's talk about Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
I picked this movie, and we'll probably put my on the table and pick the next movie as well.
Only one?
Well, I mean, it's one, but it's split into two. So, because it's Halloween. Well, at least this video should be out on October 31st, because it's Halloween.
Halloween.
And not Before Christmas. And clickbait. But
You need a quick.
Sweet clickbait.
first, are there any trigger warnings that we want to discuss about the movie?
Other than we sang a lot.
We sang
We did sing quite a bit.
so
I guess if you don't
much.
like
Warning, may break out in a song and dance.
Experience quotation. Don't play fair.
I guess if you don't like macabre imagery, I guess if that counts.
Yeah.
Don't show your young.
I mean, I saw this movie when I was
trigger warning.
I mean, I did too. But
Yeah. So,
That's it.
trigger warning, Tim Burton. There we go. Who is not a director. But,
no.
so, can we think about back on the first time you saw this movie? What was your impression then, comparatively to what you're seeing it now?
I wish Christmas was this way.
Like,
That's literally
horror
what I
and
thought. I was like,
gothic-ish?
this is so
Yes.
fun.
Okay.
Yeah, the first time I watched this movie, I was very young. So to me, it was just like, ooh, look, animation is really cool.
For sure.
But when now it's, ooh, look, animation. It's really.
For sure.
It's just the same line, but this time with
Yeah,
like
I'm just
back-
a little deeper.
A little bit more.
Which I think
He means it
Enthusiasm.
more.
I think that's a very great example of my point. So, to be fair, Nightmare Before Christmas is not a good movie. It's not. It's
Whoa.
not. As a
He said it.
film, it's not a good
He
movie.
said it.
He said it. There's the
Animation is amazing. They're pioneers in the technique. Story-wise, it suck. Characters are not relatable and they suck. But
I have to disagree
They're
with you.
archetypal.
Jack is an egocentric person who cannot see anything in front of him. Sally is so obsessed and has Stockholm syndrome, probably.
Yeah.
Every
No.
other character.
Not Stockholm syndrome, because she does not like the guy who's keeping her.
True, she does.
Yeah.
She does try to run away, but
But she goes for literally the first man she sees when she runs away.
and
Might be the only man in the town too. I mean, she kind of
Well,
wanted to be.
she just wanted. She wanted that B. That,
That BD, that Bone Daddy.
but
Oh, daddy.
every other character was obsessed with the celebrity and did whatever the celebrity said.
True.
Yeah.
The celebrity's only depression is, I'm famous.
I'm burnt out on being famous.
I'm burnt
I need to do
out on
something
being
new.
famous.
I gotta do
I'm
something
burnt out on
fresh.
doing the same thing every single year.
And guess what?
being the
When
best
he
at
did
it.
try something new and failed, oh, what the heck? Let me just do the same thing over and over again. He's
got
he
some
learned
new
nothing.
ideas.
There's-
He's excited about it now.
his character
I think-
progression was nowhere.
I
It
think
was
he
a
honestly was-
shitty story.
I think he was honestly apathetic at first, where he was just
Sure.
kind of going with the flow and not
Sure.
really invested in stuff. And as the movie progressed, he actually like got excited about something again,
Yes.
and it reinvigorated him to want to actually put more effort into the Halloween and stuff like that.
Completely agree. But the only person who's going to take a note from that is a burnt down artist. That's what I'm saying. There is nothing. Every single person that like going with the new movie that's out with the Joker, I can relate to the Joker. No. I understand, and I even said that in my head because it's a thing that we do. We project ourselves onto the character on the screen. I see where your rage is coming from. I also have rage. That does not mean that I am one equivalent to Joker.
I think
I am. Me nor any kid that fucking shops at Hot Topic is equivalent to Sally or Jack. Sally and Jack is not a romantic story.
No.
It's not.
No, it's not.
It's well, I guess you're the only one. That's not romance.
I do have to say, because you brought it up.
Yes.
The Sally and Jack thing, it really, Sally latched onto him for some reason that the audience was not aware of.
Mm-hmm.
They could have possibly had more conversations that we were just never privy to or whatever.
Sure.
That's the story you were trying to tell. You should have showed it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
But the other thing about that is, at the end, it feels like it's almost forced.
Oh, 100%. It is
because
they wrote a script that appealed to Disney budgeting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wish that we could have gotten more out of it, honestly, because...
Oh, sorry. You know what's sad to say?
Mm.
You'll probably be the one of the ones to get the joke, but
Oh, no.
I feel like there was more romance between Sally and Jack and Kingdom Hearts than there was in the movie.
Oh, my God.
I've totally played all 700 episodes of that game.
Yeah, you gotta play the first 8 games before you can start on the first one, just so you know.
And aren't there side games that are not related to 1, 2, or 3 that are part
and
of it?
some are only released in Japan as opposed to here in the United States. And there's the one mobile game, don't forget that.
Also, aren't the numbers kind of backwards on some of them too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. So,
Sweet.
moving on. But going back to Jess's point, Sally, and probably until the past couple of years, a female character in a story is an object for the male character to win. The original version of Boogeyman was actually Dr. Frankenstein who created Sally.
Yeah.
To have Sally as his.
Oh, okay.
Sally is only in the story, and that's even more convoluted. So they're fuck it,
Well, okay, that original story idea, I'm glad they scrapped because that makes it much worse and much more dark in my opinion.
But it just it goes to this. The whole story is about an egocentric person, and even his love interest is so devout to him. And even the writers had nothing to do other than she is a prop. So, with that, the story sucks. But you cannot deny the amount of time and talent and patience it took to make that movie. 3 fucking years?
Yeah.
They started the stop motion animation before the script was even fully finished.
This is where I would say I will not give credit to Tim Burton on this. I will give credit all to Henry Selick.
Yeah.
His stop motion is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, Tim Burton's creepy designs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Well, I guess inspired is
they
storyboarding,
were his
that's kinda what he
characters.
did.
They were
how it's
the
been said,
foundation to move to
they
build
took
off.
his art and then they made it's like the mechanics of a video game, right? When it's something solid and it's a great video game and it feels like it, like the first Super Mario 64, that was a revolutionary game. That game was not revolutionary. Well, I mean, 64 graphics at the time was amazing, but it wasn't artistically. The story didn't make sense. It was the mechanics. Mm-hmm. This movie is amazing for mechanics, and it has creepy goth shit, which all the goth kids attach to because now we have our movie. Now we have something that we can talk about, which goes back to your point. I think when we all saw it at the beginning was probably this is a creepy movie. I like the skulls. I like this. Now, not one of us was not singing.
Yep.
This movie is nostalgia at its best. We love it because we know it. Which I know there was other creepy gothic-ish movies at the time, but nothing this friendly that we can say, here is something that is a part of me. Here's all my teen angst and all my emo and all my counterculture put into something that I can also watch with my little brother. This is the one movie, this is the one reason why kids that grew up around the same culture as me love going to Disney. I don't give a shit about anything that goes to Disney, but I love Disney because of this movie that introduced me to it, and I only go during this time of the year so he can go meet Jack Skellington and he can tell me that I look like a werewolf. Because he always tells me that. Because there's a script that he has to go with.
But how does that make you feel?
Amazing.
It does.
It makes you feel like a little girl inside.
The story, I agree that the story could have been a lot stronger.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like the artistic things that you're seeing in the movie, even like the introduction where you're going into the different trees and stuff like that, it has these swirls on the ground, and that's very blatantly a Tim Burton like stamp, like his spirals and stuff like that. So it's really, you can see the style from him for sure. But most of the rest of this is Danny Elfman, and I love him so much.
Yeah, going to Danny Elfman, the voice acting of this is amazing, which is something that we're getting away from. Like the new Addams Family movie, I'm not really excited about.
Me too.
Because none of them are voice actors, they're celebrities.
Yes.
We're getting to a point where animation is becoming such a successful thing
that celebrities
based on the backs of voice actors, which... Not that voice actors are lessened, but voice actors are treated less than a face actor.
Agreed.
And like when I heard that The Rock was gonna be part of Moana, I'm like, this is gonna suck. And the only reason why it was good is because they wrote The Rock. They didn't write Maui. Yeah. Maui was not the character you were seeing. It was The Rock, so he pulled it off. Now we're doing the Addams Family, and you have a whole bunch of celebrities voicing these characters. I'm not saying they're not having fun, and I'm not saying that they're not putting their passion into it, but it's just, that's not what they're trained for.
Yeah.
In this movie, we had voice actors. It was amazing.
It was beautiful.
Many people did many roles. It was beautiful.
We had voice actors who could sing.
A YouTuber on mentioned sorry. Mentioned the whole thing about like how you were saying with voice acting, and I guess where she believed it started was when they casted Robin Williams as the genie.
Yeah, Disney started that trend.
They started that
marketing
trend.
off big celebrity names to get people to come into their movies.
That makes sense.
Robin Williams
is in a class of his own.
Yeah,
I mean,
with
the riffing and everything.
He almost didn't do the genie, if I remember correctly. I don't know what was like the thing.
He was contracted onto Fern Gully first, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then they wanted him to drop the project altogether, and he's like, "No, I'm still doing Fern Gully, but I'm doing Aladdin too." And the big thing is that he didn't want Aladdin to be turned into some whole marketing thing just because it was his voice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He didn't want to. Was it that he didn't want his face on the cover or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Pretty much like that.
Yeah, he didn't want the genie to be the big marketing sellout for the whole movie.
Okay.
Which is what it ended up being because
Disney.
Because Disney.
Well, also
employing the
because
CEO
how
for
can you
Disney at the
compare to
time.
that?
Who went on to go to DreamWorks, but
No, he Robin Williams is just that man.
He
can
could do
anything, and he
felt
makes
like.
an amazing performance out
Yeah.
of it. But what else?
Can I grab some of the feel here? You can
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Liam's the one
sorry.
who came totally unprepared to this movie.
Yeah, completely unprepared. I have to say, as far as merchandising goes, this movie, it's a
This
thing.
movie excels at merchandising.
Oh,
Yes,
hell
it
They
yeah.
found the niche market, and boy, they fucking hit it.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you, as something that, I personally love Halloween, great holiday. I think it's just all fun, no downside to it in my opinion.
Yes.
And this feels like
Giving our kids drugs.
Well, I mean, if you're
putting
going to do that,
razors
but that's not what the
in
intention is, right? That's the perversion of the holiday, not the intention.
No one would give your kids drugs. That shit's good and expensive.
That's fucking expensive. Nobody wants to waste the money on it.
That's
just put your student
realistic.
loan on a sneaker.
But legitimately though, what I was gonna say though is the fact that you have this whole blown up merchandising and this, it's a Disney movie now, but it picks up the whole other audience, the whole other type of person that's just not really into the whole princess fairy tale perfect tie it in a bow, even though technically this does end with a little bit of a bow tie there with the kiss.
Yeah.
But
It's Disney. It has to.
it kind of
It's
picks
a
up
formula.
the rest of us that are left
Yeah,
behind.
it
And
does.
everybody gets excited about it, and it's dark. 90% of the movie is black. It's kind of fun, you know? It's just the coloring,
dark
the theming,
grays
the
and stuff.
feeling.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, there's a lot of light moments. There's a lot of, they try to go for some dramatic, dark moments.
Yeah.
But it just, you walk away, in my opinion and in my experience, I always walk away feeling really positive and happy after I watched it.
I agree.
Like I went through a little bit of a journey with Jack, and I feel like, you know, we're cool, man. Yeah,
And
I dig it.
sometimes at the end of your journey, you just don't learn anything.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Sometimes
Just go
you
back
just-
doing the same thing.
You don't
just
get anything
kiss
behind.
a beautiful woman, and you're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All you needed was some bone daddy.
Yeah.
Bone Daddy.
That's what we used to call weed when I was like 15. So
There you go,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I will say, the marketing, a serendipitous situation. They're profiting off of 2 holidays, and 2 of the most money-making holidays.
Yeah.
Sure.
For sure.
This movie is capitalism at its best. We said it so many times.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh no, Santa Claus isn't giving us stuff.
Where's
Which,
the-
AKA, we can't go buy things. We can't feel capitalism. Hunt the person who is letting us not buy shit. That's not what the movie's about, but it's funny to think about it that
Where's
way.
where's the capitalism counter of
Oh.
how many times you said it in the
Oh god, no.
Military units are mobilizing to stop the perpetrator of this heinous crime.
Jack, someone has to help Jack. Where'd they take that Santa Claus?
Someone's fucking with capitalism. It's killing. I'm not gonna do
Yeah, like
That's not for me. Anyway.
But obviously that's not anywhere near what this is about or what it's thinking. It is funny that capitalism, that the free market of America, which if we can make money, we will make money.
Yeah.
Profits off of holidays, which is a emotional family gathering thing, which there's nothing wrong with that. And every single year, Christmas gets further and further and further closer to summer. And that's what inspired Tim Burton to start the idea and the pitch for this, which was going down the aisle of Hobby Lobby and seeing both. I don't know if it was Hobby Lobby, but I like to think it's Hobby Lobby.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It is. It is. Both Christmas and Halloween.
Yeah,
Craft
yeah,
store of all
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Christmas
only
and
the craft
Halloween
store doesn't
together.
allow
and then
us to-
Thanksgiving is
Yeah.
just the murderer thrown in there.
Oh
huh?
yeah,
Like-
here's a murderer thrown in there.
Took place in the holiday worlds of old. Now, you probably wondered where holidays come from. If you haven't, I'd say it's time you begun.
My idea, I guess, was that this is a trivia. This is the second PG movie that Disney released after Black Cauldron. So, Black Cauldron didn't do very well. They didn't have a lot of return for the money that they invested in it. Nightmare Before Christmas did do better.
A lot.
they did a lot better.
Continues to do better.
They did it.
And they continue to make money off of it. It's
Yes.
one of those ones that they will push out every Halloween and say, "Hey," and Christmas. They got 2 for
It's
1
on ABC
there.
Family every season.
Do we think, as I'm making my phone not gonna make noises,
Not make noises.
Not
do we think that because Nightmare Before Christmas was marketable? I'm fishing here. I'm fishing so hard. What can we extrapolate from this and add on?
that
Caught
it's
the bait.
marketable.
No, just on Justice's point.
It's the
To keep it.
sweetheart
It's
of Disney trying to regain that dark,
Okay.
macabre feeling that they don't ever seem to accomplish well.
right, and Halloween is a huge holiday.
Yeah.
so
Was
much
this
candy,
I'm led to believe.
so much candy, so much costumes for kids and stuff.
That's fun.
That sometimes kids want to be scary. This is a great way to kind of bridge that. Ooh, I'm gonna be scary skeleton king for Halloween.
And it's okay. It's okay to be scary now. I don't have to get in trouble for scaring people. It's kind of fun. We all laughed. The kids were scared and cried, and we laughed at that.
Yes.
That's okay.
And another thing that they actually
They
say.
call it child services.
I'm just saying it's what happened in the movie.
It's okay. It's only okay to scare children on Halloween.
It's
It's only okay to make them cry.
Japan has a
Only
twisted
if your heart's in
tradition
the
where
right place when you're doing
supposed
it.
to do that. The parents are supposed to dress up and literally scare the shit out of their
Oh,
child
no.
like they're gonna die. And chase them around with knives and stuff. That's a
Oh
whole thing.
wow, that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
What holiday is this? What day is that on?
But-
Wikipedia knows.
I want to be there.
They even say in the song, "But we're not mean."
Yeah, that's true.
So they're being scary, and it's okay because they're not mean. So
It's okay because that's technically their cultural norm to be scary. So
yeah,
doesn't mean they're bad.
no,
Right.
I mean
and when they
all
were
of-
chasing the kids, they weren't actually biting the kids. They were just running
fun.
away from them and screaming.
Yeah, it was. It
So
was fun.
Yeah,
It was
There
the
was no
levity
violence in
to
the
what
movie,
could
there
be
was-
dark.
the
I mean,
only
it's
thing that was
It's a gateway
Kinda
drug
scary.
to horror movies. That's what it is. This is the
Okay,
gateway
we're
drug
done. There it
kids
is.
to horror
Wrap
movies.
it.
That's
Ship it
what
out.
we were trying to go for.
the only thing that was kind of scary was that giant snake that was eating a tree that could possibly have eaten a child.
Are we gonna
Well, he
completely
decided, he decided to eat the tree, not the kid.
Yeah.
Are we gonna completely bypass the old woman being strangled by a Christmas wreath?
I feel like it was just. I feel like it was hugging her. We didn't actually
No,
see
it was
strangling.
That was some little shop of
It was
horrors
high.
right there.
The
The Christmas
tree
wreath was
liked the
happy.
owner. It's like,
Oh,
hey,
the Christmas wreath was happy.
you look like you need a hug.
I just gave you a hug a little too tight.
I'm
That's all it
sorry,
is.
I'm a pine tree that has spikes on it, but I will give you a hug because you.
I love
You like
you.
me.
Like send my
Please
love.
love
And
me.
like,
Or it was dark. They just slipped it right in there.
but anyways, it for the second PG movie that they released ever, this one did so well. It continues to do well. It continues to be extremely marketable. It continues to draw people to Disneyland to see Jack Skellington on Halloween.
Yeah, Disney took
And
$2,000 out of me just so I can see some guy take a photo with him.
And Sally.
I mean, she's only a prop.
But she talks.
She was only written for the male protagonist.
For the
That is her
happy-
only journey.
For the happy
Unpopular
kiss
opinion
ending.
says the girl who thinks Sally should be a Disney princess.
And she's
Should tell you Disney princess petition to
Does she fit the Disney princess formula? Let's answer that.
She had magical
okay.
hair.
Does she? Does she have magic hair?
She had
No,
magical
but she
body.
just over herself.
She did have a magical body. She could just.
Well, her hair did the wind thing.
Does she
Yeah.
sing? She sang.
She sang.
She
sang.
She had
Yeah.
telepathic
Check that
powers. Let's not forget that. That was cool.
And then the other bit is
Oh, she has
that
parental issues.
parental issues.
Parental.
The only-
parental
The only thing that doesn't make her Disney princess is she was not expecting a man to solve her issues.
Right.
She went to go solve her own issues.
Although
Who helped
Merida.
him?
Even though she was written for said man.
Yeah, that's why she's not a princess, because she's...
No,
She's
Merida's a
independent
princess
woman.
technically, or
Yes,
she's
it's true.
she's
she,
the daughter of a chief, but still.
Yeah,
But
She was a
she's a
leader.
princess. Yeah.
yeah, and she
I saw
doesn't
Wreck-It Ralph,
expect
too.
men to solve her problems for her.
I
Princess
saw it
Leia
for
is
too.
more of a princess than Sally. Sorry.
Hmm?
Princess Leia is more of a Disney princess than Sally.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
She is a princess.
She is a princess.
Technically, she is, so it counts.
Princess.
If you have princess in your title, you're by default a princess.
Yes.
That's fair.
But now she is General Leia, not Princess Leia.
No, she can level up. Okay.
Princesses are allowed to
Overseas
level up.
class. So, how do we feel about this topic? Nightmare Before Christmas is a movie about culture appropriation. About a white man, Jack Skellington, the whitest we can be, who adopted another culture as his own, refuted the person and the group of people of said culture, refusing Santa Claus, saying, hey, don't worry about it. We got it. I'll do Christmas in my own way. And it is Christmas. I am now Santa Claus. How do we feel about that topic?
So the Christians to the pagans.
I feel a little cringy.
Ooh, that was deep.
Christians are the
Excuse me.
I dug that one.
It's a tale as old as time about Christmas. It's a tale as old as time about Christmas.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll do it better than you. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, Odin only now gets Odin died for 3 days and came back to gain wisdom, but let's just put him to a tree because Jesus was nailed to a tree. It's fine. It's the same thing.
It's fine.
It's the same thing.
You were what now?
So do we? I mean, any comments on that topic, or just it sounds stupid?
No, it's
When you put it like that, I'm just kind of like, let me go grab my tinfoil hat. Like, shit.
I can definitely see it. It's.
Damn, now I'm really concerned if they were to actually go into the turkey-shaped door instead.
Forget the poor traumatized
would be a direct.
He's going to be confused.
That would have been a relation to
You
it.
walk through the turkey
okay.
door. It's murder. You're just walking into murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, Columbus Day.
I think I made a comment about you walk in there and it's the king of that town is a giant turkey that's already plucked.
But speaking, so flipping the situation. First, totally agree that it should be Indigenous People Day.
Yes.
Thanksgiving. But flipping it back, do we think that it is the idea of people complaining because of their own sensitivity and trying to re-justify their sensitivity in seeing in something that is media telling us that it's okay to telling people that it's okay to not being sensitive about it, further triggering and reinforcing their sensitivity? Culture appropriation is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's appropriating my culture. Nightmare for Christmas is a perfect example of you, Disney, telling people it's okay to appropriate cultures. And you're so privileged you do not see that that is what you just did.
I mean, they're so privileged they tried to trademark Dia de los Muertos, so, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's dumb. But
Very.
do we think that there is some legitimacy to that point? Or is it just someone complaining because they want to complain?
Well, people can always make an argument and justify it
Sure.
with their own interpretation of everything they see. And I think that is a really slippery, dangerous slope if people don't ever have any kind of reasonable check. I like the idea, especially in this format even, of point, counterpoint, and everybody saying, okay, I can see where you're coming from, I kind of understand, versus I have one point, I won't listen to anything else, nothing will ever sway me. That's dangerous if ever you're in that place. And so I like the idea that, you know, people are bringing up things that maybe some people don't agree with, and it's okay to all have different opinions. But I think that it seems a little stretched, maybe, because I think it's supposed to be a lighthearted kids movie, and I don't think they meant it to be malicious. But
what did that further the point of the person on the other seat, which is saying
I can see where they came up with it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like it's a completely outlandish way to see what happened, but I don't think that was the intention.
Right.
Which,
So
if
if
you're
you're
watching
offended-
this and the podcast isn't up, or if it's before, this is not an intentional gap. I mean, a link to it, but culture appropriation is one of the topics I do want to talk about in a podcast.
Ew.
And I will have some examples that I personally have from friends on Facebook that I think it's funny that they say one's culture appropriation and then something else is not culture appropriation. And we'll discuss that in
Okay.
time.
Interesting reaction. But what does it mean?
But to another thing, let's discuss science and religion. Christmas Town being
Science.
faith,
Oh, sorry.
and Halloween Town being science. We have scientists. Jack was when he was puzzled. He looked through. He wanted an experiment.
Scientific method.
Through the
did a
scientific method book.
To be a logical way to explain this Christmas thing.
He was reading. It was a inspection, induction, research way to identify a feeling he had. Versus Christmas is all feels. It's all love. It's all joy. It's faith in Santa Claus. Santa Claus delivers joy to everybody. We look up to Santa Claus. Our religion is being threatened by science. Science is now giving gifts and giving joy to people. It's not Santa Claus. Is not the person we have faith in.
It's not doing it the way we do it.
So, can there be a discussion for that theory? That Jack found faith in something new. Any whatever faith means, doesn't have to be religious, but faith in something.
Mm-hmm.
He could not explain it at all with science.
Mm-hmm.
And that faith rejuvenized him to be more artistic and to be more creative and to regain that passion he lost in life.
Mm-hmm.
Discussion.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I feel like when he's doing his experimentations with all of his his fun little Bunsen burner and his microscope and everything, that you could definitely see he literally has a book for the scientific method, and he's reading that while he's trying to put his finger on how exactly he needs to convey this message to everybody.
We have the song, What Is This?
Yeah.
Which he couldn't figure it out. And no one in Halloween Town could figure it out.
Yeah.
We cannot pinpoint the feeling that we have for God. There's actually the God gene, so we can. It's actually triggered to how you deal with anxiety. And if you can't deal with anxiety very well, you usually are more triggered to believe in a faith or something higher power to explain something, because we need a constant explanation for things, because we need a world to make sense, because when something bad happens, if it doesn't make sense, we frustrate ourselves. Thus, we need it to make sense. There needs to be a purpose. There has to be a reason. But yeah, I mean, like, whatever.
Also, we need air.
It's just, it's like, I just can't explain it.
Woo! That was good.
Damn.
But can I say something to that?
No.
It won't be that intense, I promise. I won't try to mock your presentation.
I like how you raised your head. Yes, Lee, please say something.
You were on a soapbox of sorts, and I was looking, thinking, okay, that was a
Where's the mansplaining part?
I want to jump in. All I was going to say about the need of explanation, I kind of see it from my perspective as that. It's a feeling of perspective. And so I think when people are reaching for something, trying to define something, trying to understand something, whether that be a tragedy or a really positive thing or whatever, I think the common experience that people really search for is a larger perspective that seems to ameliorate those feelings, whatever they are, good, bad, whatever. Okay, so here's my life. I, have this one little area that I operate in, job, work, home, do my thing, and this crazy thing just happened outside of my general experience in life. How do I understand it? Well, I'm reminded there's a larger perspective. We're a global people, there's more to it, whether that's scientific, faith, everything, all those things that are bigger than us. That is a comforting thing. I think that's what people reach for. So I think that's another reason that things where you're trying to appreciate holidays and technically those things aren't tactile. You don't feel that.
Yeah.
But we market that and make it tactile. But it's a thing, right? You're looking for this expanded perspective from your own limited viewpoint, and that is, I think, a good thing. But I think that's where that feeling is. Not so much always tell me, define it, do this for me, let me be a part of what you're saying, and more than let me expand my thoughts.
And
see something bigger than me, and now I'm
I completely agree that us having a community, whether it be looking at two extremes, like a hippie movement, which is like love is their faith. Or any religion, their deity, their god of choice is their faith. And with that, it is funny to me that brings you joy. We humans need community in some way or another form. Or even go super scientific, but the opposite way of science. Like conspiracy theorists. People who believe in aliens, believe in a higher power. There has to be something out there. There's And if we can't find it, we'll make it up until it fits our narrative to explain it. The world is flat. So those things, we have a community, we're happy because we live in a world that makes sense to us based on our blah. It is funny and ironic that Jack, before he understood faith, was all scientific, was depressed. Just like how I see usually when someone puts themselves very heavy into philosophy or very heavy into understanding the world, they reach a point that's the I want to say like the smarter you are, the more depressed you are. Look at Bill Nye. But there does reach a point where you say nothing matters anymore because there is nothing out there. There is no explanation. There is no consequence for my individuality or specific point. When you look at like people that you do know that are, let's use Bill Nye since I already used him, you can say that he has happiness because he has a community that he's brought. Like that is his community. That is his faith is in science, yeah, but his faith is in with that group of people that he's talking to.
His belief, yeah, for sure.
So when you're an individual by yourself, like Jack, who has only science and has no faith, whatever faith is, whatever it be music, whatever your community, you end up being depressed because we as humans need that interaction. We need that explanation. We need our lives to make sense. But it fucking doesn't.
Sometimes.
Someone ended on a happy note. So, guys.
Oh, damn.
Final thoughts on this amazing movie that brought us so much joy. We all loved it. We sang with it. We can't just make a shitty thing about everything. So this,
That's because
obviously,
he's smart.
Oh man.
If you're too smart, you get killed. Look at Socrates.
So great.
Will we watch this movie again?
Oh hell yes.
Yeah.
Indefinitely.
I feel like it's for nostalgia reasons.
This movie tugs at nostalgia so hard.
Yeah.
It's an amazing movie. It's technically amazing. The hardest scene was to film a reflection on a doorknob. That's amazing. Tim Burton is a creepy motherfucker who let other creepy motherfuckers have the ability to say it is okay and I'm valid. This movie built a community. This movie made juggalos and people that listen to My Chemical Romance and the guy listens to Metallica and that artistic kid who can't talk very well and like all of us have a place that we can meet and say this is a fun, family friendly community.
Yeah.
We all like Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Jack and Sally, something, boom, 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 Blink 182.
Merry Christmas!
There you
Merry
go.
Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas.
Capitalism. And speaking of capitalism and Merry Christmas, why don't you buy our products?
Yeah.
Good Christmas presents.
We got shirts aplenty. We got mugs. We got travel mugs. We got all kinds of stuff.
Bam.
Go to the store.
Marketing plug.
Don't call us a sellout when we can't even feed ourselves.
Yeah.
Don't call us a sellout if we're not selling it.
And we're not selling it.
Make it a shirt.